afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am your caster, Rising Hero, and I'm joined today with my friend. Please introduce yourself, friend.
My name is Mighty Rai. I am your co-caster for tonight, as we are here for Mississippi State versus North Georgia. So what do you think about this, Ryzen?
Some target bans getting picked right off the bat. You're seeing that Anivia and the Zed get banned. Both target picks for mid laners on both sides.
So far, the Zed is actually a pretty good pickup ban because he is just a tough laner and also a really good assassin. And now the Tarek is also going to be banned, so that means that Mississippi State are going to be looking for a lot of these team fights, a lot of these engages, and they're going to be looking to kill.
Even aside from that, we're going to see another target ban with Nasus. And with Tarek being banned, Tarek has been a very popular champion in this tournament series so far across multiple teams.
Even across even across other leagues as well, even the pro leagues, even semi-pros, even any league across the board, Tarek is a good pickup on for the support. Maybe not as a first pick, maybe just like more of a second or third, because the first pick I've seen most of the times would be like something like a Tristana, who can get those resets, who can keep on playing aggressively, and looks to be...
Wait a second. Did they just not ban somebody there? They did not.
They didn't, right? That is
something
not...
They opted not to ban anything.
That was not just me. It's a good thing you're my other set of pair of eyes. I mean, a pair of eyes, you know, the other set. So
I hear you. But we are going to see a Sejuani ban.
Definitely. So this is interesting that they didn't ban one. I guess they're trying to do a little fake out here, you know? Like,
Nar is actually going to get picked up for Mississippi State here, and that's pretty huge. Megalomania Man, or however you pronounce his name, is actually a huge Nar player. That's actually one of his top 3 champions.
Yeah, Nar is really one of those champions that can develop his Mega Gnar, get that extra health, and be looking for those engages. So his ult can push most of the members of North Georgia towards the wall, completely lock them down for more than or at least 2 to 3 seconds, and then secure a bunch of kills after that with the follow-up. And the Camille, though, is that a Camille jungle?
Camille jungle and Zoe mid lane. That's going to be incredibly oppressive. Please bump up the master volume, by the way. In response, we're going to see Tristana get picked out. There's still a lot of AD carries for Mississippi State that are on the board here. I'd like to see a Kog'Maw or maybe a Varus.
That is
after this next pick.
Sorry about that.
He's going to opt to pick Ziggs into Zoe. That's definitely not something that is all too common.
So far from what
definitely something a little surprising.
So far from what I've seen from the Zoes, they are super strong. I mean, even with just one of those items fully built on the Zoe, she can almost kill you. One hit.
100%.
It's insane. Yeah.
I see those 80 carry bans coming through. There's the Twitch being banned. A little different. I would have expected maybe a Varus or Kog'Maw ban here. Please keep bumping up your mic, apparently. A little bit too low. In the meantime, we're going to see an Udyr ban, which is another target ban for Ghosty McGhosty. The last 80 carry to be banned here, but they still left Kog'Maw and Varus up. I'd like to see that getting picked up pretty fast.
Think carefully, my friend.
The last ban for Mississippi State, and we're going to see what this next pick and ban phase has to offer.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I really do like the Ziggs pick up here. So with the Tristana, they add a lot of backline pressure, and it is pretty insane. That is my phone.
Oh, there it is, the Varus that they left open, and in response, we're seeing a nasty Jax jungle. Recently, I've been seeing a lot of Jax jungle players just pop off in ways I never could have imagined before. The picks. That's definitely not going to be an Ahri support.
Indefinitely.
At least I hope not.
Yeah, at least. I mean, that'll be
You're really going to be Ahri support? It is. It's actually. It might actually. Or it could be Zoe support, actually. It could also be Zoe support.
I've seen a Zoe.
At any rate.
I've seen that before. The Zoe support. It did not go well for me. I lost my promos.
That's gonna. His team comps are definitely interesting. Oh, and there it is. Unbench the Kench. Unload the Toad. The Tom Kench being picked up by Vectroid here.
You know, I'm a really big fan on Tom Kench picks because honestly, they are just so much of a safety net. If Tristana gets caught up in any of these bad positions, if any of their carries, which is like the Ziggs and the Tristana, they do have a lot of that lockdown. They have Ari who can charm, and they have Zoe who can sleep. And Tom Kench, he could just eat one of them. Whoever gets caught up in that stun or in that CC.
Actually can't forget that Tristana could actually buffer some forms of crowd control. So if she does get slept on by Zoe, if she times her rocket jump at the right time, she could actually escape without having to burn any of Tom Kench's cooldowns.
But still,
so Tristana is definitely going to be playing a huge role here.
Yeah, definitely. They are going to try to stop her resets. They're going to try to push her away from these team fights. And it is just, you know, we have spectator delay at the moment.
Oh, yeah. It's no big deal. Mississippi State just kind of did a 200 IQ play. They picked Zoe early on in their pick and ban phase, and that prompted the Ziggs to be picked instead. But nope, turns out it's actually mid lane Ari. Yeah. What do you think of that?
The mid lane Ari, I mean, still strong. I believe it is a counter to Ziggs because the Ziggs uses his C4 to put himself apart from any targets that are trying to get near him. And the Ari, with her ult, she's able to dash right in, and no matter how far Ziggs thinks he can jump away from that engage, Ari will be able to, you know, do that chase, do that run with the Ziggs, and then he's gonna have to be forced to flash, and Fop can actually flash in a return or at in a response if he is if he is 100% sure he will pick up a kill onto the Ziggs.
Going from the mid lane to the jungle, we're seeing some very unconventional jungle picks here. Camille and Jax, two champions that don't often see a lot of jungle play. What are your opinions and thoughts on this?
Honestly, in patch 8.2, the Japanese players, they actually played a lot of Camille. That was one of the things. It was 8.1, it was the Ezreal, and then 8.1, it was like a Tristana as well. But the Camille went from 8.1 and 8.2 just being one of the top picks in Japan for their league. But now the Camille in 8.3, I am not sure at the moment. I don't think she's been nerfed that too hard, but definitely she provides a lot of that gank. She can go over the walls, she can land her stun, and she can secure kills.
Georgia has made their strategy obvious. They're opting to go for that late game Tristana, Tom Kench kind of carrying strategy. Mississippi State, however, their team comp's a little bit different. Who do you think is going to be their main or their major player that they play around during this game?
Honestly, Mississippi State, their Gnar and their Camille, they're going to be their main players of the game. They're the ones that are going to push up the backline of their enemy team. As North Georgia, they are looking for these engages, and at the same time, they got the disengage from the Ziggs, from the Tom Kench, and from the Tristana, and it is just a massive play, honestly. But looking back at Gnar and Camille with the Ari, with the Varus, and the Zoe, they can lock down Sion. They can kill the Jax. So if Ziggs and the Tristana can't commit, they can at least run away from these fights if it is a losing fight. And if it's a winning fight, I say turn around and fight a good fight.
I think I actually have to agree with you there. They did leave the Gnar open, and that's Magno Leaman? I'm not sure how to pronounce it. At any rate, Gnar is one of his top 3 champions that he picks.
You're talking about the name of the...
Interesting.
You're talking about the name?
Summoner, yeah.
Yeah. Let's just call him Mag for short, you know? Who doesn't like Mag? You know? So, yeah.
Anyway,
throughout these team fights, especially with the Mega Gnar, me and Ryzen, right? Ryzen?
Yes, sir.
We will be looking for that Mega Gnar play with the flash ult. Isn't that right?
That's what I want to see. Now let's see. Summoner spell keystones. Support Zoe opting to go for that electrocute pick. Everything else looking fairly standard. Camille going for the electrocute as well. Gnar opting to take fleet footwork. I'm not entirely sure if that's too common or not. At any rate, Scion with the Arcane Comet. Jax also taking Fleet Footwork, opting to go with that Sejuani type of strategy. Ziggs, Summoner Spellbook, pretty standard. Same thing with Kench and Tristana. What are your thoughts on these Summoner spell choices?
So far, no spellbook besides the Tom Kench and the Ziggs. So definitely, they have a more versatile like summoner spells, especially in the exchange of this. The Tom Kench though, he has an exhaust, so he plans on switching that exhaust into maybe an ignite for later on, a teleport if he wants to get in close on these engages. And the Ziggs as well, the barrier is gonna completely let him farm safely, especially under towers and especially from pokes. So by the time he has his damage, he has the mana to always be able to put him away from all the rest of the team. He can switch that barrier to a teleport. So honestly, this is a very aggressive play. They pick up the Tristana for those resets, and you know, the Jax for that counter-strike engage, Scion for that unstoppable force. I mean, they are definitely going to be looking into these team fights.
At any rate, our champions are starting to load up in the fountain.
Yep, they haven't loaded up just yet.
Yeah.
I switched way too early there. They haven't even loaded up just yet, so let's go ahead. Let me...
Weird.
Yeah. So, those of you who are just tuning in, it is still 0-0. The game has just started as Mississippi State will be going against North Georgia here in game number 1. So, anyone out there who is watching and are in support of your own teams, throw in those hashtags and let's get this game started. So, what do you think? Pretty standard lanes for the jungle here?
I don't know. We'll have to see how the way that they pan out or not. I wouldn't see why they wouldn't go for the standard plays, but here on blue side, opting to get a lot of coverage in the river, both on the top side and the bottom. Georgia, on the other hand, they're opting to go for a more blue side strategy. Clears for both sides here.
Seems to be that they are going to play pretty safe here. I'm surprised no one went to the mid lane and no one checked the used to be banana bush. They got rid of it a long time ago. I miss bananas. You know, didn't they remove the bananas off the Soraka, or she still has it?
I think she actually...
She throws like moons or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You remember what we're talking about.
Oh, yeah. I was talking about, like, you know, if we're going to see anything different, like the Camille is going to start red and try to get an early gank onto the Scion, but that is not going to be possible. Not even if he was level 3, it would be possible. Maybe even if he gets the stun and the combo and with the follow-up from the Gnar, that Scion will still be pretty tanky, you know?
I agree with you. Meanwhile, just as we predicted, going to be very standard jungle clears for both sides here. Both junglers opting to start on the bottom side, taking their buff, and I assume they're going to go from there to wolves to the other buff. Slightly faster clear, but whether or not that's actually going to pay off has yet to be seen. Who do you think's going to get first blood?
I think the first blood will go to the mid lane here, because look at Fop. He's already less than half health from the Zig pokes. And Ziggs, he is just happy to spend that mana to do that damage, and he is gonna pick up the level 2 along with the Ahri as well. So, and by the way, this is I totally forgot about the Zoe support here. This is not meta, people. Don't do this unless it works. We don't know. I haven't seen it work, but if they made it work, if Mississippi State made it work, then I'm so excited to see the results.
Level 2 on both sides in the bot lane here. Sleep is going to be shot out in a completely different postal code.
Maybe she thought Timo was there.
At any rate, Jax is looking towards top side. Going to spot a ward there and just back off instead.
Look at this gank on the Camille, as there might be a fight lane down at the mid.
Lane, nope. She's just going to say hi to the mid lane and just back off. That's actually a little bit bad, because now the Jax has information on Camille's whereabouts and can use that information to predict where she's going to go next.
So far, I think the prediction that Jax could be thinking, we don't know what they're thinking or their thought process are, but she could have ended up going back to the wolf camp, so he knows that he can go and get these Krugs and we might see some pings, some warning sign pings, or at least some well-timed, timely wards on the bot side. Tribush. They don't seem. Yeah, they do have their wards. Tristana has 2 of hers and 1.
And we're going to see a little bit of a kerfuffle. Tristana's going to rocket jump in. There goes the exhaust coming out from Zoe. Varus is trying to turn things around. She's going to be eaten up by Tahm Kench. She's going to spit him out, and that's going to be safe for both teams.
Exactly what I was talking about with that Tahm Kench being that safety net. If Tristana, you know, she plays really aggressive with those rocket jumps, she's going to want to put that early damage. If she even has any of that true damage with the slow, it's going to be a lot of damage as well. But at the same time, it puts her in that bad position. But she is willing to take the risk, and she actually can, because Tahm Kench could just eat her up and take her to safety.
Well, in the top lane, this Gnar is getting stomped on, taking massive amounts of damage from Sion. We're seeing this Zoe support hasn't been able to do much of anything yet, and in fact, is the only summoner on both teams to blow a summoner spell so far.
So far, indeed, as well, but it seems like the blue team is the only one getting poked down a lot here. The Tristana, sure, she has been poked down, but she has fleet of footwork.
Oh, wait a minute. The drowsing on Tahm Kench. We're going to see something here. The rain of arrows going down on Tahm Kench.
Camille's on the side here.
Backs off in exchange. I'm waiting. The bloodbath, man. I can feel the pressures on both teams already. Speaking of pressure, a little bit of a kerfuffle in the top lane, but nothing aside from that.
Look at how cheese that is. Like, you're gonna put my carry to sleep. I'm just gonna eat him up and walk him to safety.
100%, yeah. Zoe's walking a little bit too far here. Gonna be hit up with that bomb. There goes the rocket jump. She's forced to flash away. Varus trying to make something out of it, trying to get a little bit of first blood. The heal coming out of Tristana. Tahm Kench is going to eat Varus in retaliation. He's going to flash forward. The exhaust coming up from Tahm Kench. He's forced to back off. Tristana's not dead yet. The electrocute proc coming up from Zoe, and he's going to back off. Both AD carry and support just barely making out of there alive.
I mean, great play right there from both sides of the teams. They know what they wanted to do. They know exactly what they wanted to do. So they stayed in that pocket. They stayed onto the targets. But Varus, well, not really Varus. Tristana, she was just saved by the Tahm Kench. Varus was just about to kill her. Tahm Kench eats the Varus to avoid that death timer. And Tristana just decides to walk back in with just almost like one shot here.
Ziggs ultimate going to be used to get back bot lane to back off that tower there. Interesting choice to say the least.
I think he just wanted the farm.
Going all the way in. The Mega Gnar going to come in. He's going to go a little bit of a kerfuffle. There goes the Mega Gnar ultimate. He's going to have Sion stunned for a couple seconds at a time. Throwing out the rock. He's finding Sion's getting a little bit too low. Not level 6 yet, and he backs off, just barely surviving with his life. Exchange. On the bot lane, Tristana's gonna find herself falling asleep. She just walked a little too far forward. Tahm Kench trying to save her. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Ziggs forced to use his barrier. There goes the explosion coming off from the Varus. Varus is gonna find himself a little bit too low. Tahm Kench trying to desperately make something happen, but it's not quite enough. And nobody. Blast forward from Ahri is going to be enough to kill Ziggs, and that's first blood from Mississippi State. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, it's not over yet. Camille coming over for the gank. Crank Suit is able to get the kill off on Varus and uses the rocket jump to get away to safety. Tahm Kench eats her up, and she lives to tell the tale.
Ryzen with the caster curse. You were just about to say no one has died yet, and then Ahri with the commitment lands that Q with not just the frontal damage of that Q, but with the return as well onto the Ziggs. Picks up the first blood, and great trade for the red side as well, picking up a kill for themselves in order to come back onto this game for their fallen comrade.
That's actually super huge for the Ahri too, because she was struggling early on with Ziggs.
Yeah, she was about 10 CS below, right? Now she's catching up. Oh, nope.
Just about. Is this going to be the tower being destroyed? Not quite. Camille being the only jungler to have a gank off so far. Let's see if Jax can kind of make a little gank, have a little jungle pressure of his own here.
Sion, as tanky as he is getting poked down here. He won't even be able to defend his own control ward. and he's gonna be forced to back and maybe use that teleport.
That's something that you see in any kind of range versus melee matchup down in the top lane there. I'm surprised that they actually let that Gnar go through without it being picked nor banned. I don't know. I think that might have been a little bit of a mistake, giving my boy Mag his Gnar.
Yeah, I feel the same way too, because Gnar, he is a three-way champion. He is a tank, he has range attacks, and he is also a melee attacker too. Like, I mean, his Magnar has his Q, but, you know, empowered melee attacks.
He's stepping so far forward for this, however. He's actually going to be taking a couple tower shots. He's forced to use the Magnar ultimate way to safety.
Jax is coming into the top lane. He's trying to get something. Oops.
So, however, he has not been able to pull off a successful gank yet, but it looks like that might change in the mid lane. Bot lane and top lane for Georgia.
Look at the invade.
Amken's finding himself a little bit low. Oof, look at that damage coming out from that Zoe there.
Those assistance pings are going to the Dragon Pit. Do they want this Cloud that bad? Well, we might even see a 4v4 or maybe a 4v5 because IT guy on the top side, he actually did not use his top lane. He just walked right back into the lane, which is good to save that teleport. He probably has the timer from the Gnar, and this may look like an easy dragon here for the blue team, as Mississippi State is just going to pick it up with no contestment at all.
At all. Jax backed at, I guess, the wrong time. Cloud Drake isn't, you know, the most important dragon of them all. However, it's still something that's nice to have. That additional movement speed can come very clutch, especially for Ahri, if she wants to get some roams on later on in the game.
I think the Camille had eyes on Jax, because he was getting the scuttle, and I saw on the map that someone had vision of it, but it was definitely not the red side, because look, there was a ward in that death brush at the Baron side, so he knew where the Jax was, and they totally took total advantage onto the dragon here, but still, it is just a Cloud Drake, so not really much to go on about from that.
Jax, 10 minutes into the game, still has been unable to get a good opportunity for a gank off. We start to become a little bit more oppressive at level 6 with the portal jump and the sleep combo and the Q poke. It's looking like it's starting to be a little bit too much for Georgia State down in the bot lane.
Pings are going down right on top of Jax here, and this might be a fight at the top lane.
Gnar and Cyan going to go at it. Gnar's going to find himself a little bit low, but look at that attack speed. Cyan's actually forced to back off a little bit before he takes too much damage. Oh, man. He doesn't even have a completed item yet, and that was quite a significant amount of damage. However, Camille's going to find herself a little bit caught out of position. Smite is going to take away the Rift Scuttle. She's forced to retreat. Meanwhile, the top lane, the unstoppable charge going to force Gnar to be pinned down here. He's going to find himself between Gnar and Ziggs, forced to flash out. He's desperately trying to evade. Oh, he cannot dodge the Q, and he dies as a result. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, Ahri's trying to turn this thing around. And that's going to be the Varus ultimate coming up on Jax with the Ignite and the Flash and the heal. But he's not able to make it out of there alive. Pop slays, Ghosty McGhosty. Varus looking for a little bit more. Going under the tower, not going to be enough. They're forced to back off. Zoe finding himself in a strange predicament here. Tristana's going to rocket jump forward. She's forced to flash out of there. Remain alive. Good lord, man.
Such aggression from that Zoe. She pretty much wanted to dive that Tristana, but I guess there was
dives. Oh, Pop is on a killing spree. Getting the content out of nowhere.
They might dive this Tristana. There are 3 people from the blue side at the bot, right next to the tower.
To make Camille go away. Oh, but there goes the Metalworks in response to the Hextech ultimatum. And Zoe going to be enough to kill Karunk Soup on Tristana. And that's the bot lane going down once again. That might just be the tower down outside.
I never wipe Zoe playing really aggressive on those fights. I mean, like, as I was just trying to say, that she tried to even tank up the tower so that way the Oni Daddy would have been able to pick up the Tristana because she was fairly low, and the Camille, oh, it's gonna die to the red buff.
Execution.
Oh, that should count. That should count for red side.
Camille, you good?
Oh, did anyone get an assist? I don't think so.
No, no.
Oh, man.
How unlucky. A little bit too greedy from Camille there.
Does that ping for everyone, even if they don't have vision of him? That tells, like, even the red side, she died to the red buff, or no?
Actually does not get pinged. However, if you look at, like, if you're in game and you're looking at who's alive and who's not, you will notice that the Camille has a death timer. Be able to tell since none of your laners got the kill that she died somewhere in the jungle. That's all she wrote. Dying to red buff feels bad, man. Look at that, she's down there trying to get the red buff, the rematch of the century.
So after getting that first bot tower at the bot side, they are gonna rotate to the top now, and Sion is not looking to rotate here, but there is no one to defend the bot tower for tier 1 on the blue side. The explosive charge is gonna almost max out, and this could be a fight.
Wait a minute. Camille and Gnar both down here. The Abyssal Void coming out from Tom Kench. It gets negated. Tom Kench is forced to eat Tristana and is trying to back off, but it's not quite enough. Mag getting the kill off onto Tristana. Meanwhile, in the top lane, that's going to be the kill coming on to the Varus here. Tom Kench trying to force retreat here, but he's not going to be able to get away, and that's another 2 kills going over to Mississippi State.
What aggression around the entire map, while the bot lane was attempting to get their own first tower of the game. They get jumped on by the Camille and by the Gnar, and you know the Tom Kench tried to save face. He knew they overstayed. He tried to get out with the ult, got interrupted, and then they kept on the pressure. Tristana, no heal and no flash. Oh, it almost looked like an aggression there from Ahri, but off screen, top lane, knowing where the jungle is, knowing where the bot lane is, and the mid lane, they take full advantage to that 2v1, and it is well worth as they pick up their second tower of the game.
I mean, she's going to miss everything. What are skill shots? Skill shots aren't important. Jack's looking mid, though.
What about this Mega Gnar? He is building up.
A little bit risky here for for Georgia now. Ooh, a little bit of a gold lead margin as well, about 3k gold. And to call back, chat is informing me that the game does in fact ping it, like when people die to Baron and the announcer calls it.
Nice, nice.
So that's going back to the Camille dying to red buff.
Let's go back to that, as that red buff proven to be the most OP on the team. I wish it would have counted for the red team. It was well deserved.
Come on, man. Red buff does too much damage. Come on.
I wish if someone was to die to the camp, it just spread the love and the gold across the map. Oh,
a new dragon is going to be spawned here, this time being a Earth Drake. Team moving mid lane. Not going to get there in time, and that's going to be the Dragon Call for Mississippi. However, they did get spotted by that ward, and I think we're going to see a fight. I can't wait.
I guess a fight indeed, as look at this red team. They also have eyes on this dragon, and blue side, they have the Mega Gnar, and look at this fight.
All the way inside the jeans, but here comes Sion getting the jump onto Varus. He's going to find himself getting completely deleted. Tristana getting the double kill onto Varus and Camille. Sion looking for a little bit more. Gnar desperately trying to make the retreat, forced the flash out of there, barely makes it out of there alive.
Tristana, she's going in a bit too late from there, and wow.
Use her heal because of Zoe's aggression.
That was a lot of damage. What does she have? She's the support and she does a lot of damage? What? Riot, what have you done?
Here comes the teleport onto the mid lane. Is it going to be enough time? But we're not going to see another engage here like I thought we would.
So in that... You go.
George was actually able to get 2 kills in exchange for the dragon. I suppose a worthy exchange if you're a little bit behind here. We're able to pressure the mid tier 1 turret, but I don't think it's going to go down anytime soon.
I mean, the Ziggs does have that C4. If it goes low enough, it will go down instantly, but I don't think he's going to risk going too close to this, as Wipe, he's going to throw that sleep. It almost lands, and that heal was picked up a lot earlier from the Tristana when she used it, trying to block or mitigate some of that damage from the Zoe. But going back to that dragon fight was insane. It almost seemed like blue side had the favorable fight in that team fight. They had their snares down, they had the positioning, but the play from IT guy, he just charges right in, knocks up 3, and completely shuts down any of their aggression, and especially getting some of those kills. But at the same time, Blue were able to secure that dragon.
The Abyssal Voyage coming on to the Rift Herald mid lane, forcing Camille off the Rift Herald. Is Georgia going to be able to take the Rift in response? That might be the tempo swing that they need. Zoe going for that aggression. Red team does slay the Rift Herald. Or is it going to be another fight here? Nar stepping a little bit too far forward, forcing Camille. The unstoppable charge coming in from Sion. He's going to completely miss. The exhaust is also going to come out as well. Jax trying to get the flash engage, but it's not going to be quite enough. Nar is now, it's his time to shine. There goes the Nar ulti. Not going to find anybody. Hextech ultimatum going to be popped instead. Camille gets turned on by Jax and dies in the process. The Spirit Rush from Ahri. Fop is on a rampage, killing Ziggs in the process. Now Sion finding himself a little bit too far forward. Gonna find himself getting charmed here, and he's gonna die to Mag. So he's forced to use her fake flash in order to make sure that she doesn't die to Sion.
This is not over yet. They are gonna try to push this mid side. I mean, this mid tower, and they only have 1 minute to push. It's just gonna go down to 1 tower shot. But here comes the next wave, and this is a push here. 2 members from the blue side, as they are dead. The demolish is gonna tick down, and this is gonna be a lot of damage. But here is Ghostly. He's gonna try to get in there.
Not quite enough, doesn't find the damage. And here's where that dragon from earlier comes into play. That Earth Drake is going to give you additional damage on objectives, and that includes towers. The amount of tower destruction protection that Ziggs and Tristana both have.
Yeah, that is an aggressive tower and objective pull. I mean, honestly, if they win their fights and they got the 2 mid towers, I would think they could end the game fairly quickly and aggressively at a very fast pace.
If they never try to get any objectives, huh? So far they haven't been able to take any turrets. They haven't taken any dragons. They did take the Rift Herald, so maybe they'll use that in their tempo swing, so to speak, to get themselves back in the game. But other than that, it's starting to look for Georgia.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, sure, they have taken North Georgia, right? Sure, yeah. They have taken a couple of swings, but they are fighting back. It is 9 and 5 on the board, but they have to try to secure these objectives. They do have Ziggs, they do have Tristana, so if they win their next team fight, definitely in that one team fight alone, they will be able to catch up. And this looks to be a fight maybe at the mid lane.
Zoe still being that aggressor. Earlier, we kind of suspected that the Zoe support was a little bit of a strange pick, but you're seeing here, Zoe's been quite the playmaker this game, with just the sheer amount of damage that Zoe just poops out.
All 5 members on the red side, they are in the mid lane right now. They are trying to push for the tower. The Ziggs is so close to instantly destroy that tower. Nar, he had to leave earlier because his Megnar had just run out, so he's gonna have to try. And wow, Soap, he almost died. The Red Terror got casted, and this may be a fight here.
Rush coming out from Ahri, Chain of Retribution coming out from Varus. Sion once again finding himself in a really tricky predicament, tries to use the unstoppable charge, but it's not quite enough. He dies before he's able to get anything in response of that. Ziggs ultimate trying to get a lot of damage onto the Camille, not going to be quite enough, and the Rift Herald is going to take the first turret for Georgia.
The Rift Herald, sure, it died for the tower, but they did lose a member, and they are able, they're going to be able to push back these waves and add a lot of pressure on the side lanes. So that way, their mid game is going to be a lot more stronger than what the red team had. There was nothing they can do about this. And Tom Canchi is going up to the top. Oh, they're going to go for this tower up here.
Very interesting choice with a 4-member top lane. Meanwhile, Mississippi is trying to get the next Drake. They're going to relinquish a top turret for that.
Yeah, Mississippi, all eyes on that Drake.
That is another Earth Drake.
I mean, sure, but they need the map to open up a bit more so they can get those roams into their jungle and they can move around a bit more freely. So honestly, that is opening up their wings, but there is no one to defend this. And Sion, he might die.
The Hextech ultimatum Going on to Sion here. He's once again catching himself in a tricky predicament, forced to flash out of there. Is it going to be enough? He's desperately running away. Camille is going to flash in response, trying to get the stun kill. And there it is. Sion goes down, but here comes Tristana trying to turn things around. The rocket jump's going to be enough, and Crunk Soup is now on a killing spree.
Jax, he is still split pushing, and these members from the blue side, they are all still together except for the Camille. She overcommitted to one of her fights and wiped. Ooh, so close.
Flash out in order to avoid the nuke. Ari's going to go all the way inside with the Spirit Rush, misses her charm, and is forced to back off.
And Jax, look at Jax. He's putting up a lot of pressure. They got to do something here. Get the inhibitor or get some kills. But the Gnar, he has actually fully disengaged on this, and he might be able to stop him.
100% right. I didn't even realize that they took all 3 of those turrets down. That's a huge swing in Georgia's favor.
Look at the gold lead too. Like I said before, I mean, well, I mentioned it was gonna be the Ziggs or the Tristana pushing up those towers, but the Jax, I totally forgot his passive from his ult and his empowered attacks. He has the Triforce, he has the Warrior's Blade. That is a lot of damage to these towers.
Yeah, and you're seeing he even dropped. He was, like you said, he was able to drop a ward there, and that might allow Sion to come in and sneak in. Get that quick, cheeky inhibitor.
Cheeky as in, like, he goes in, dies, and then comes back, and then still takes it in? Right? Because he's going to abuse that passive from the Sion. Like, it doesn't even matter if he dies. He will have enough time to push up that inhibitor down. But at the same time, North Georgia, though, they are at big risk here. If they try to do for any risky plays just like that, they might lose their mid inhibitor along with their game.
Look at this, a lot of pressure going on to the Baron, but Jax is still split pushing. Mississippi's going to start the Baron. Sion is once again finding himself getting caught out. He dies, completely obliterated. Trying to get a lot of damage onto the Zoe, but it's not quite enough. The portal jump and the flash away, able to secure the victory. They're still trying to take this Baron, but what they don't realize is that Jax is pushing into their base right now.
Jax, once again, he's putting up that pressure. Will the red side try to scare them off of this Baron? And this looks to be a 3v4.
Tom Kench, he's going to go down. Ziggs forced to pop the ultimate. I don't think they can do the Baron anymore, and Jax just got 2 free turrets again for his team. Tristana being able to buffer that sleep before it lands onto the Zoe. And that's going to be no other kills. They don't get anything out of that.
They will continue on this chase, though, as the sleep's going to land, and
Hextech ultimated onto Camille, the shutdown onto Tristana. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, Jax is just taking all the damage from Gnar. He's actually going to go all the way inside with the counter strike. Look at that amount of damage that he's able to put forward, but Gnar actually has that Black Cleaver committed. He's going for a little bit more. Jax is forced to flash out. He might have gotten a lot of turrets for his team, but it's not enough. He's going to flash forward, and now Mag is on a killing spree, allowing the rest of Mississippi to gather around and take the inhibitor in the mid lane. The unstoppable charge coming out from Sion, not going to find any targets. The full retreat by Mississippi State.
What a big risk here, just like I said, but except vice versa. This time it was the Jax actually split pushing and not joining in on any of these team fights. He is dead. There is 20 seconds here. There is no pings from the blue side, I don't suppose, right? I don't think they're going to commit to this. They are just going to clear up the vision.
Oh, they can't. They don't have enough HP to do so. So not only did they not take Baron and only got the kill on Tristana, but in exchange they lost what, 4 turrets to Jax so far in this game?
Yeah, Jax has actually pushed up 6 towers. They got the first tier on the top side, he got the second, and then the inhib, and then he gets the first tier from the bot side, the second, and then the inhib. So 2 inhibitors are open, and it looks like they might be able to actually defend this. They are in a good position. They're not that far behind in gold lead. They are just 2,000 gold, but they do have the damage as Tristana. She has the IE, and oh, this looks to be a bad situation.
He's gonna be caught out. He just gets blown away by Zoe here. Not even a chance, and that's going to be the freest Baron of the lifetime.
Assist pings are at the Baron pit here, and will Red Team respond to this? It looks like they are just going to clear up that super minion wave. This Baron, though, it's being shredded apart, and it is just matter of seconds that they will have that Baron in their own hands. But it does not seem they might push up any inhibitor towers or any other towers just yet. I think they went back just to get... Oh, actually, wait. Zoe did not base, So they are going to continue this push. They're going to try to get this top. Ziggs is still dead, and this is going to be an easy top lane as well as... And the Camille, she's pushing up mid, so that means there are super minions that are Baron butts right now. This is a lot of pressure, and Jax, he is just staying away from any of this fight. And the charm's gonna land onto the Scion.
Fight here. Scion's getting himself a little caught out once again, forced to flash out. Camille also inside the base in a little bit of an awkward situation, but it's not going to be much because Varus is going to get that tower. Ahri going all the way inside with the Spirit Rush, the Mega Gnar ultimate, going to catch and push back Tahm Kench and Tristana. She's going to find himself deleted. Pop is dominating ultimate charge, and Jax trying to make the turnaround here. The shutdown coming off onto Ahri and Gnar here, but they're looking for a little bit more. Varus forced to use his ultimate, but Jax is still with that relentless pursuit going forward. He's going to be slain in response.
The unsung hero, Jax, he noticed that they were really going to commit to that fight. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't have thought they were going to commit to that fight. You have your Ziggs, you have your Varus, you have your Scion, and your Tahm Kench. You can possibly play safe and clear the waves, but as soon as he saw that Camille right in their base with buffed super minions, he decides to come back and turn that fight around, and he might be able to pick up this dragon for his team, the first one, but Camille's on the side, and I don't...
Oh man. He's gonna get the dragon, the 50-50 smite. Here comes, she's hopping over the fence, the smite going over to red team. She's forced to use her grappling hook to get out of there.
I don't think Camille can beat Jax at this point 1v1. He has held Titanic Hydra, Triforce, and that Warrior's Blade.
I don't think anybody can beat Jax 1v1. Guy's a monster.
I don't know. I think... Wait, nuh-uh. You have to remember, Gnar beat him 1v1.
Just barely. He was actually losing that until he got into his Mega Gnar form. Maybe Gnar could contest Jax?
Maybe.
One situation?
I mean, honestly, I think he was taking a couple of tower shots, just to be honest, like, just to be fair. Because he was on the inhib tower, and he committed until it died.
Oh, objectives left on the board to take for Mississippi State. They're just kind of slow rolling it here, and that's going to allow Georgia.
It looks like they're going to collapse onto this Jax here.
The real question, Camille getting the slowdown with the W. Jax is going to push forward. He's actually going to make the counter strike and trying to retaliate. The Hextech ultimatum going to get popped onto Jax. Ghosty McToasty is going to go down, and there's the Abyssal Voyage coming up from Tahm Kench. He's going to find himself being charmed. Rogue General is going to slay Gerard on the Camille, and here comes the unstoppable charge once again, but it's going to miss. The Spirit Charge from Ahri is going to be enough to slay Vectroid, and here comes Zoe getting the solo kill onto Crunk Soup, their 80 carry. The Varus is going to flash a little bit forward here. Sion's in a little bit of a tricky spot. He's going to go down as well. What a strange fight on both sides.
Looks like Ziggs is gonna disengage, but this is deadly because look at Gnar. He is still gonna continue on to that push at the bot lane, and Ziggs will be forced to stay at the top side to protect that inhibitor. But at the cost of another inhibitor to be lost, he is gonna have to try to stall out for his teammates. There are 9 seconds for the Jax, 8 seconds for the Tahm Kench. Will they be able to spawn back in and save at least one of these inhibitors? But it seems like they're going to rotate towards the mid. The Gnar, he does not look like he has the damage, and they're going to try to get this mid tower, and the charm's going to land, and this could be a fight here.
Just pursued once again. He's going to get chunked to half health. Almost greeted a little bit there. They actually could have been turned around, and Mississippi could have been killed in response, but no one's going to die in that exchange. Lose-lose situation, as you mentioned. Either way, you lose an inhibitor there, and you got to stall out for a little longer.
There was definitely no choice there, as honestly, like, what else is there to do? As one of being the only members alive from your team, everyone else has died, and the Camille, she may be caught out here.
Slowed here, the Jax going to get the counter strike onto Camille. She's forced and gets deleted. The kill going to Rogue It Guy on the Scion. Destroyed.
What was Camille doing? Did you see what she was doing?
That jungle trying to put a couple wards down, but at the cost of her life. Nothing too big though. You know, Mississippi does not lose any objectives. Change there. They lose a little bit of tempo on the next objective that does come out, however. But I don't think that's going to be too much of a problem here. As in the next 20 seconds, she's going to respawn anyway.
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, look at them. They are going to try to put this pressure. They have to wait for their carry as Varus, he is on his way. And by the time he gets there, first, maybe a pit stop to the red buff first before he comes down to the rest of his team. And this is definitely going to be an attempt for a bottom inhibitor take. And Ziggs, ooh, actually, he uses a C4 just right on time after he fell asleep.
Good lord, that was almost his life. We're seeing throughout this game that support Zori has been doing massive amounts of damage. Nonetheless,
is it really possible for her to one-shot Ziggs at this with those items right now? I mean,
doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it. Zoe's, I don't know, a little surprising. Maybe not a complete one-shot, but we're definitely seeing like half health at least. To prep around the Baron.
This is more like a dance all around the map here. They're trying to win vision, but they could just be pushing up for an inhib, but they may be scared of the Scion or the Jax just popping off and getting rid of their carries and their front line, or maybe waiting for the Meganar for their chance to fight.
Are you gonna take a lot of damage there in that exchange? Pop down to only half HP. Baron going to be spawning shortly. We might see the last team fight of this game occur in the next couple of minutes here, or seconds? Minutes?
I don't know. I think if I have to be honest here, they are taking this patiently, and honestly, the Baron take from here, from right here, it is completely unnecessary, but at the same time, it is the safe way to go and to secure the first win of tonight. So we're gonna go ahead and see maybe a Baron fight here, because all 5 members from the red team, they are here, and look at this, no wards, no vision. They might be able to get a pick here.
I haven't started the Baron just quite yet, but both teams going to fire, so to speak. The Baron call is going to be made. We're seeing Ahri trying to zone out the rest of Georgia's team, but they know that they're on that Baron. They actually do have a couple wards there, but wait, it's already gone. Camille already took the Baron.
Yeah, at this point in time, it's 35 minutes. Everyone, and especially the blue side, almost 70,000 gold. And they are just... That's it. Yeah, Meganar, look. They're going to hold on to that charge on the Meganar. Is this an Elder?
For the final push, but instead opt to go for the Dragon that's spawning in the next 4 seconds. And between Camille and Varus, they might just melt through this one as well.
This is extra AP, AD, and true damage burn. This is gonna be deadly, along with those 2 Mountain Drakes that they got from throughout the game. So that means these inhibitor towers and the Nexus and even the Nexus towers, they're all gonna go down. They're gonna fall.
The last 5 minutes of this game. That's how long I anticipate this game to last. 5 minutes with both Elder Dragon and Baron buff onto Mississippi State. I don't think it's gonna be much longer until they close out the game here.
They might be waiting for the Meganar. It is down, and there is no one that's going to stop this bottom inhibitor from going down. And just in time, they took it down just in time to be able to rotate from mid inhibitor to top if they have to.
P2, we're going to see a little bit of a scuffle here. Sion's going to make the engage with that unstoppable charge. It's going to miss. Jack's going all the way inside with the counter-strike. Ahri, on the other hand, just completely deletes Tristana. She's on a killing spree. The Meganar going to find 3 members of Georgia State University team. The double kill for Ahri, getting Ziggs in response. Tom Kent's finding himself a little bit too low. Sion forced the flash up across the tower. The triple kill for Ahri. She's looking for a little bit more. Gets counter-struck by Jax. The quadra kill for Ahri, but it's not going to be the pentakill as Nara gets the kill onto Rogue IT guy. But that's it. That's going to be the game. The almost pentakill for Ahri is going to be enough to close out this game for Mississippi State, and we have our winner for game 1.
There is no way they're gonna stop this. They had just died. Tristana is at 15 seconds. That Elder and Baron Drake is gonna be way too much damage. The heart of the Nexus is open, and this is it. You are right, Ryzen, as this is game number 1 for Michigan State.
What a way to end the game. Too bad the Ahri couldn't get the pentakill. She's flaming her teammates in the chat right as we speak.